So, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. It is hot in Eretz Yisroel, Beit Shemesh. It is close to 100 degrees. So, enjoy wherever you are. Hope you're indoors. Hope you have ice, coffee, and everything like that, and your air conditioning. It's hot. So we start off Bamidbar, and I don't know. Years ago, my friend Kimmel, it's his favorite Sefer, and I think he was a little bit weird because it's all holy, it's all Torah, but you can have a favorite. There's nothing wrong with that. And each year, we have the same question: is we're always told that this is the Dor Deah, the greatest generation. Not World War II people, greatest generation, Dardeya. They got the Torah, they got the Mun, they saw Moshe, they saw Aaron, they saw miracles, they saw the Makos, Kriyas Yamsuf, Amalek. They saw so many great things. The Dardeya, the best generation we have ever had. But they don't, not great stories, as we're going to see the next couple of months. A lot of sinning, complaining about the food, about the water, Amalek, Mitzrayim, um, Korach, Misonim, Misavim, no Eretz Yisroel, Meraglim, just crazy. Banos Pa'ar, Baal Pa'ar, Mos, Moab, Bilam, just insane amount of sinning. And it's always Egel. We've got the Egel, the biggest one. Every year, how could this be? This great generation. They're so special. Not so special. Doesn't sound so special because of all these sinning they do. And also, how come they don't go to Eretz Yisrael? Um, it's only the next generation goes to Yisrael, and that's probably not the greatest generation. But we have a pasuk that Sir Shalom, quotes the pasuk in Yeshua, Yavad Yisrael, as Hashem, Kol Yoshua. It talks about that the people, in end of Yeshua Chavdalit, tell the people served Hashem the entire lifetime of Yeshua. The people didn't sin, no sinning. So, what was greater? It sounds like the Eretz Yisrael people greater than the Mitzrayim people, leave Mitzrayim people. So again, we have this interesting dichotomy to exactly who was greater, who was worse. If they were so great, why did they die in the Midbar? And if the next generation weren't so great, how come they go to Eretz Yisrael? How does this even make sense? And he prefaces the question because when he talks about counting the people, he says Mispar Shemos, the counting of their names, meaning that they themselves were very special. And when it comes towards the end of Bamidbar, it just says Mishpachosam, Lebeisagosam, just counting by their families, by their Shevet. So again, it sounds like the people leaving Mitzrayim, those people were Mispar Shemos, they were greater people. And the people going to Yisrael were not as great. So again, where are we? If they were so great, they should have gone to Yisrael. And the other people who are not so great, they should have died in the Midbar. So we have to understand what's going on here. How do we put this in perspective? And Sim Shalom really has a very interesting Mahalach. He quotes the Sforno, who says that the people leaving Mitzrayim, yes, they were Deah. They were knowledgeable. They were fantastic. They were tzaddikim. Mispar Shemos, they had chashivas. Each person was chashiv in their own right. Every person, not just a Levi person, not just a Kohen person, or from Menashe or something. Each Jew was very important. Each Jew did a lot of things. Each person was important, and which isn't the big chiddush, because we say each day that Hashem gives names to the Kolchavim, right? Each monim chulam shemus kikra. Hashem counts the Kolchavim, and Kolchavim don't do much; they just shine. Jewish people, Mispar Shemos, they're more important. So the Sforno has this idea that the people of Mitzrayim were great people. They were not just knowledgeable, great, but they were great people in chashivas, chashiv people. The people going to Eretz Yisrael were not as great. They were Mispar Shemos. They're only important because of their families. So again, what's the problem here? The problem is Eretz Yisrael. Not the problem is Eretz Yisrael. The problem is that Eretz Yisrael only takes people that are low level, shvelus, only take people that are low. We know that Kalev says the Eretz is Tov Eretz Ma'od Ma'od. And in Pirkei Avos we say Ma'od Ma'od Heve Shva Ruach. So they actually compare that Eretz Yisrael is Tov Ma'od for the people that are shva ruach, meaning the people that are humble, the people that are, yeah, I guess that's real humble. I don't think low spirited is the right word for it. But shva ruach is someone that's not haughty, is humble, people that kind of appreciate the small things in life, things like that. As opposed to people leaving Mitzrayim. The people leaving Mitzrayim were actually hush of people, and Eretz Yisrael wasn't matzim for those people. So therefore, that generation was not going to go to Eretz Yisrael. They were great people, and they were chashuv people, and they were important people, but that's not how Eretz Yisrael works. Eretz Yisrael works where we have to give the land a rest every 6 years because Hashem's land. We have to, every 50th year, you give the land back to the other owners. That's not your land. Ma'aser Sheni, you have to show appreciation for that. Bikurim, got to go to Yisrael, Yerushalayim, Shlosh Regalim, Yerushalayim. We're constantly, in Eretz Yisrael, the people constantly living as Shva Ruach, under, that's not our land. Ma'aser Trumos, Lek, Shechapeya, and the people leaving Mitzrayim just were too high a level and too great for themselves, Kiviyachol, to do this. As opposed to the people, as opposed to people going to Eretz Yisrael, that were the less level. They're less level. And Moshe says in Devarim that these people, that they were so nervous. Our children, Tapchechem, Lavazia, they're going to be destroyed. Our children. Moshe says, yeah, those people that you were so nervous that they're going to be so low level, not as great as us. Those people, their children, they're going to Eretz Yisrael because they don't hold themselves as high as you. And as far as the sinning goes, the law is, the rule is, the greater you are, the greater Yetzer Hara you are. So it's not a stira. The Siva Shalom says that, oh, they were sinning, they must have been horrible people. The opposite. The greater you are, the greater Yetzer Hara you are. You think of the rabbi in the shul, or big tzaddikim, you think, oh, they just woke up today and they're excellent in Gemara. No. The greater you are, the greater the Yetzer Hara is. And that actually proves the point how great they were. The greater they are, Hashem gave them more tests to do. And unfortunately, they failed a bunch of tests, as we see throughout the whole Bamidbar. But that's only because they were great. And a great person needs a great test. Something that was easy for them, it's not really a test. And the person has to bechir, the person has to choose. Now, Siva Shalom has an interesting piece towards the end of this, which kind of goes, I won't say against it, but another idea when you compare the two generations. Before, we kind of said that the people leaving Mitzrayim were great, but maybe Bagaiva, and the people going there were not as great and lower level. Okay, that's one approach. The Siva Shalom has a second approach, which is interesting as well, also interesting, is that they had different jobs. The people leaving Mitzrayim were surmei ra. And think about it, they left from the lowest place, no Torah, no mitzvot, in Mitzrayim, to get to 7 weeks later, to get to Har Sinai, the highest level. They got rid of the Yetzer Hara, they got rid of death temporarily, to get the Torah, purely tahar, the whole thing. So that's surmei ra. That was their tafkid, that was their matarah, that was their purpose. Eretz Yisrael people, they were asay tov, and we can't compare one to the other. You can't say, oh, these people were not as good as those people. They got Eretz Yisrael. Well, they're tafkid. The people that were born in the Midbar, or they were children when they left Mitzrayim, they didn't spend their whole lives literally in Mitzrayim without Torah. They didn't. That wasn't their battle. That wasn't their thing. The people going to Eretz Yisrael only knew good. They only knew Asay Tov. They grew up in the Midbar, eating the mun, seeing miracles, and their tafkid was Asay Tov, and that's how they got to Eretz Yisrael. The people in Mitzrayim that died in the Midbar were surmei ra people, and that was their tafkid. And not to say one was better, one was worse. They were different approaches, different derech. So we don't want to say that the people of Eretz Yisrael were greater, they were worse. They had a different job to do. You think about it, it's more impressive. Sometimes you see people that accomplish these huge obstacles. That's more impressive than someone who's born into this. You look at the BTs, the Bachuvas, going to shul. That's impressive, as opposed to regular from people. You're doing so your whole life. So again, the same davening, but how they got to this, how they kind of fought their obstacles, how to fight this is very different. And this idea, the Siva Shalom actually has in another piece with the flags. So Being that this week we had Yom Shalayim, everyone had flags, and actually I have flags on my bicycle. When I find them on the road, I just attach my bicycle somehow, so I have a couple of flags on my bicycle. Um, and the purpose of the flags, people wanted flags at Har Sinai. They see the Malachim have flags. They wanted flags. And Hashem says, "Oh, the Jewish people want to have flags like the Malachim." Medrash says, Hashem tells Moshe, "Make flags for the people." Again, what's this whole operation with flags? How important is it to know where to travel? Is your family? Travel with them. Is your Shabbat? You're with them. Move that way. Flags. So the Sefer Shalom says, no, the purpose of a flag, the Malachim all had a unique flag, which actually said what their job is, what their tafkid is, what's their purpose. What's their purpose? And that's what the flag does. Each country has their own flag. Each country has their own identity. And on a more prod level, on a singular level, each malach has their own flag. It shows what they do. And that's what the Jewish people wanted. Jewish people saw the Malachim have this, and they said, Halavai, we should have this. Halavai, we should have an idea what our job in this world is. And that's something that we kind of struggle with, some people more than others, as far as what our job is in the world, what we're supposed to do. And that's something that Hashem wants and appreciated, and Hashem gave the people flags, because that shows that they want to be like Malachim, who knew their purpose and could try to work towards their purpose. And that's something that we have to kind of go for. Many of us don't know what our tafkid is. The Sefer Shalom, Ali Shor says, the thing it's most difficult for you, that's your tafkid. The thing that you're struggling with spiritually, that's your job. You come to this world and you learn Torah all day, and you go to Shemayim, and Hashem says, that's fantastic, but your tafkid was to do something different, to be makar of people. Your tafkid was to have a job and hire two people and have them, give them parnasa. Your tafkid is to live somewhere. So you learn Torah, and unfortunately we don't know. Maybe we think we know our tafkid, maybe we do, maybe we don't. But that's something that we want to do. And at the Midbar, the people saw the Malachim, they all had their job, and the people had this cheshek, they had this want. We want to serve Hashem, we want to do our tafkid. That's something that Hashem liked, and Hashem said to Moshe, this is good, they need flags. So I think what the Sefer Shalom is trying to say here also is whether you're Asur Merah, Asay Tov person, the point is really to kind of find your tafkid, to find your goal. And you can't really compare your goal to other people. Other people have an easier life. Other people maybe have a better house. Other people, their kids get married faster and you're slow. Whatever the case is, that's their situation. You have your situation, and we have to kind of find our tafkid. And the key is to kind of want to find our tafkid. And once we find our tafkid, what our job is to kind of move forward in that direction. And there we go. Shabbat shalom.